This is the Padua Podcast Network.
There's something about being out here when the weather is just so prohibitive to just say, yes, I can do it, and I am not quitting just because the weather is not cooperating. Running a Fever, episode 134, 4 Habits of Super Successful People. Welcome to Running a Fever. My name is Michael Davis. I love my life so much that I want to make it last as long as possible. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have a long, happy, healthy, and active life. If you would like to have the same thing, you're in the right place, because we're going to get there together by having a good diet, good medical care, and good fitness. It's another very cold day. Low today is going to be 13. I don't know if we've hit it yet. Currently in the 20s somewhere. There's snow on the ground. Snow on the roads this morning. It was a winter weather advisory, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful day. Can't deny that. The sun was shining, and if you didn't have to feel the cold, would have looked very beautiful. But the clouds have come in and cast wonderfully beautiful, romantic grayness over everything. So even though there's green grass popping up in my yard already on March 4th, here at Lake Fayetteville Park, we still have lots of bare trees, and I can easily look through and see the water, see the snow throughout the forest, and it's a beautiful thing. I've seen one person walking a dog today. When you're wrapped up a lot, it's sometimes hard to tell whether you're looking at a man or woman, boy or girl, but nonetheless, it's a person walking the person's dog. Dog was a husky, so probably accustomed to cold and just fine with it, I would think. The person was very much wrapped up, even more than I am. I probably should have worn a scarf to cover my face. I do have a number of layers on. I'm not taking off my gloves to manipulate my notes for today's topic, which is, we might as well get to it, 4 habits of super successful people. This comes from an article sent to me by super listener Amy, and it really refers to a book by Angela Duckworth, PhD, who did a number of studies on success. And these are some concepts that come from her book, which I don't know the title of, but there will be a link to the article in the show notes, as journalistic integrity requires, and also just common courtesy. All right, so you hear these a lot. There's always honestly, when I put a number in the title like this, I get twice as many downloads. I don't know why. We all gravitate toward those numbers. We like lists of things. But there is a book, of course, by Stephen Covey, famous 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And so this is sounds like kind of a takeoff on that, but these are pretty good nonetheless, and I thought I'd share them and give you my take on how they apply to the topics of running a fever as I walk along, trying not to think about how cold my hands are and slowly warming up here. Number one habit of super successful people: be consistent. Constant thread in Dr. Duckworth's research is that successful people look at each loss or failure or problem that comes along as an opportunity to learn how to do things differently next time. Persistence is a common theme, and I think it's the difference between success and failure. It's a common theme, I think, if you listen to Running a Fever: showing up every single day. Showing up. That is a lot more important than people think. More important than talent or even industry. I mean, if you work hard but you're not willing to stick it out, if your work doesn't pay off in results, you're going to lose out to the guy who's showing up, because you're just not going to be there. You can't win if you don't show up. I saw a great meme with a picture of Jason Stratham, the movie star from The Transporter and other films. One of the Fast Five or something like that. He's been in a bunch of films. Great guy, and he's always in really good shape. And I've also seen some video on him. He uses only his body weight, and he does the old military style pull-ups, push-ups, that sort of thing. So pretty amazing. And also a competitive diver in the past. Sidetrack. The meme said, get up earlier, stay longer, work harder, fail again, never quit. And that's just basically what this is all about. If you've learned to not quit, despite whatever else is going on, then you are in line for success. If you quit, you will never succeed. Now, you don't want to be consistently bad, and it's not about doing the same thing all the time, but you want integrity and staying power. That's what it means when people say consistency. I've always seen, it's a common statement from sports commentators. Yeah, the team needs to work on its consistency. If they're consistently bad, that's not a good thing. But consistently showing up, constant improvement. So set that schedule and keep it, and make it a habit. Keep coming out to the trail. Keep going to the gym or the pool or wherever you exercise. Keep eating that steel-cut oatmeal in the morning, chicken and broccoli at night, or whatever you have. Keep doing the things you need to do, regardless of what the weather's like. I almost love being out here. There's something about being out here when the weather is just so prohibitive to just say, yes, I can do it, and I am not quitting just because the weather is not cooperating. And I can look at the bright side today. At least it's not raining. Last time I think I was out here, it was just cold and wet and miserable. Just cold today. And it feels good. And there's going to be a lot of days when you just don't feel like doing it, or when no matter how you try, you can't do any better than the time before. You go to the gym and you're lifting the same weight you did last week, or even worse, you can't get the same reps for the same weight you did. So you're very discouraged. You're not getting any results. You're continuing to diet. You're not losing any weight or lowering your body fat, and your body composition isn't going the right way, which honestly is where I am right now. It's just really tough to make progress, and And I'm struggling to do that. But I keep struggling. That's the key. You keep struggling. Anyway, on those days, those are the most important days. Those days when you just almost can't take it and you go out anyway. Those are the important days because they link together the times of success, the times of growth. Think about that. The next time you are miserable at the same time that you're doing the right thing, that is a very important time to be showing up. Consistency. Number 2 of the habits of super successful people. Define success for yourself. I mean, this is important. You know, it's easy to look at other people and be misguided by what they're doing, how well they're doing, or how well you perceive that they're doing. We're all different, and we're all on a different path. And, you know, I'm 53. I'm doing pretty good for 53. But I'm still a work in progress. And, you know, I'm still improving. And I like that. I'm not in as good a shape as some folks in their 30s or some folks in their 60s, to be honest. That's just a fact of life. We're all different people. We've all led different lives. And there you have it. But don't set your ceiling too low. You know, it's easy to look at a super successful person. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. All right. It's a guy. I can tell it's a guy. Anyway. Yeah, it's easy to think that, you know, whatever it is they're doing came naturally. I mean, we watch the Olympics, for example, you know, for, you know, a couple of weeks, every couple of years. These people have spent a lifetime doing all the little things, eating right, taking care of their bodies in terms of injuries, watching out for injuries, working hard, pushing to the next level, learning how to get better. All of these little things, day after hour, after minute, after second, millions of seconds. And then it all comes down to, you know, 30 seconds on the track or in the pool or 5 minutes on a skating rink, whatever. So it's easy to look at that and not see what's behind it. All those little things just really make a difference. And I talked about this, for example, in episode 123, 5 Easy Ways to Burn Calories. I mean, I talked about, you know, the fact that you can chew gum and burn 10 calories per hour. How you doing? You know, you can stand up and burn 10 calories. All those little, tiny little things, you know. And again, not saying that you should focus on doing all those little things, but, you know, make changes, make little changes, and over time, they make a big difference. They make a big difference in your life. So define your own success and work on it a little at a time. Celebrate each step along the way. Celebrate each step along the way. That's number 3. You know, we've had some celebrations here on the show. I also talked about the real age and the folks that have birthday parties for reaching the next lower year, taking a year off their life according to the real age algorithm. It's another example of those celebrations. And if you set your own goals, those two steps, or those two habits, just really kind of go together. I celebrated losing 50 pounds. It really just was a big deal. At the time, there's an episode called 50 Down, 50 to Go, I think. And my goal was to lose 100 pounds in a year, which didn't happen, but that 50 pounds was a big deal. And, I've kept that off. Definitely haven't gone back that far. So that was an important thing that I can look back to and say, yeah, it's been almost a year and I have not gone back that far. I'm still keeping it off, as they say. And the fourth habit of super successful people: challenge yourself. Do something, Dr. Duckworth says, do something every day that stretches you, takes you out of, what's comfortable for you. If you're always staying in the routine of what feels comfortable and what's relatively easy for you to do, then you'll never really grow in that particular area. So, I tried to lengthen my walks until I got up to 10 miles. And I actually think I went 11 miles one day. And, I'm in the gym 4 days a week now, and I have to increase my weight over time. When it gets to where I can easily do 6 reps, I have to increase my weight 10 pounds or 5 pounds per side in order to keep making progress, keep building muscle mass and strength. I have to do that. It's a physical process of the human body adjusting to what it needs to do. I was watching this particular person I saw back there. Actually, I now have seen 2 people out exercising on the trail, as well as the usual car sitting people right here in Veterans Park. It's constant. And I noticed how, dogs are very loyal creatures. That's why they call them man's best friend. And if you speed up, your dog will speed up. And it doesn't matter how fast you go, that dog will try to keep up. That's just in their nature to do that. Your body's the same way. Whatever you challenge it to do, it's going to try to keep up. There are limits, of course, past which the body doesn't have the capacity to go. And certainly in a short time period, that's true. I couldn't go in and deadlift 400 pounds right now without injuring myself. But someday maybe I can. I don't know. It's theoretically possible. It'll take years to get there, but I think the body continues to adjust that way. Well, it's not just the body, it's also the mind. That's why I try to always be learning something. And we can grow emotionally and psychologically as well, and we have to put ourselves in situations that make us uncomfortable in order to do that. Talk to someone who disagrees with you without having an argument. So challenge yourself. That's the one thing that successful people always are doing. Well, that's it. I'll have that link in the show notes and you can read the entire article. And if you're really interested, you can read Dr. Duckworth's book, which I may buy. As I've talked about before, I'm a book buying addict, not necessarily a book reading addict. So, hope you enjoyed that. And I know you got the fever, you're subscribed to the podcast and the YouTube channel, and you go to the website, check out all the cool things there and the products on the shop page. But if you don't have the fever, catch it. And if you have that fever, I want you to keep it. I will talk to you next time on Running a Fever.